G'day, listeners. Welcome to the last episode of 2022, episode 24 of the AUSNZ Community Podcast. We have a great episode and a great last episode for you guys to listen to. One of the best team event players coming on, in Notorious. He's in multiple top CC teams, and yeah, we can't wait to talk to him a little later on. Firstly, just some news. HCR2 recently got an update and a new venture track that's come on as well, where you to play the adventure track, you need to earn tokens or different currency, which is done by playing adventure and getting chests. And when you open up the chests, you get a certain amount of coins. There's also an option to pay for the new adventure track as well. And it's just come to the host's attention that different players are getting different types of they're getting charged different types of prices for the new adventure track. Not going to touch too much on this, but I live in Sydney, New South Wales, in Australia, and I got charged $14.99 Australian currency, but yet down in Melbourne, which is it's a 12-hour drive from Sydney, and in Victoria, some players are getting charged $12.99. Eva also had heard that another player somewhere in Europe, in euros, got charged €3, which works out to be roughly like $5-6 Australian. So that's a massive difference compared to like $14.99 for the new track that they're charging. So the pricing system in regards to like special packs and things like that, it's really all over the shop, isn't it? Like, it's very inconsistent, I suppose you could say. One pack, one day they're charging one price, and then the next day they're charging a different price for the same pack. So
I think it gives
doesn't make sense.
I think it just gives unfair advantages across different countries, etc.
It goes on location. Yeah.
Well, it's not even location, because there's a player from Victoria who's also been charged $14.99, and someone who's less than 5 k's from where he lives, who also plays the game, has been charged $12.99. So it's not so much location as such as I don't know how it's worked out, but I think it should be.
Does it have something to do with maybe because that person has spent something in the game, their pack is more expensive?
No, because the guy who was being charged $14.99 has never spent a cent on the game, and I know that GDR was VIP and he's been charged $14.99. So we haven't been able to click on something or follow a bouncing ball and say, well, okay, people who've never bought any stuff, it's more expensive. People who have, it's cheaper. And I mean, there's always two offerings. There's always the track only, and then there's the track with extras. And those vary all over the place, because some have gems, some have just coins, some have chests and skins and whatever, and that's all well and good, because they can vary the price using it that way. But if it's just the track, which this is, it should be. I mean, either make it so then we have to play the game to earn it, which is what they've done.
That's right. Yeah.
Or make it the same price for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Make it the same price and adjust that in regards to all the currencies in the world. Make it the same price. It's a bit interesting, that, isn't it? That's something we could ask, Reese down the track next time he comes on the podcast. So we'll save that question for him later on. Guys, welcome to the podcast, Eva, Pete, and JR.
G'day, everybody.
Thank you very much.
And Eva, how are you, mate? How's I mean, it was only 7 days, a week until Christmas. How's
Yeah,
everything going?
week till Christmas. Did some Christmas shopping today. If you've been naughty, you won't get a gift from me. So no one I know has been not naughty, so no gifts. I just bought stuff for myself. Went, oh, this is nice. I'll give this to myself from my sister. No, it's been good. Next week's going to be a crazy week. I've got to get out to a whole heap of customers. I've had COVID. I've been away. I've got to get in front of some customers for Christmas. Christmas cheer and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a really, really, really crazy week. So not looking forward to it. And then heading to Adelaide for Christmas. So spend some time with family. It would be nice. What about you,
Beautiful.
Pete?
Yeah, I've been really busy at work. It's the end of year rush. Happens every year, but you always forget how bad it is. I'm sure all you other tradies who listen know exactly what I'm talking about.
JR, welcome to the show again, JR. And what about yourself? How's your week been?
Doing okay. I'm still going. Just keep going, And I'm really glad to be here on our year-end episode of the podcast, and
Yeah.
looking forward to hear from our guest tonight. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can't wait to get Notorious on the show. But just before we get to him, there's some other news as well besides the update that I just want to quickly mention. Leo Lu, who's well known in the CC community, he had various accounts with top CC teams, was banned by Fingersoft a few weeks ago. We're recording this a while after he got banned, but nothing's come about. We don't know the reason. Apparently, he has also refused to start again, and yeah, it's a very sad. It's a very sad loss that because he was a great player. I really don't know what's happened there. I thought as far as his integrity, I thought he was playing the game correctly. All the videos that I've seen from him, it looked pretty good, but it's obviously not about his gameplay. It's obviously got something to do with his account, because it's certainly not his gameplay that he's doing anything that he shouldn't be doing. But yeah, that's a big scalp, that one. That's not a good one. But in some more happier news, we mentioned a few episodes ago Jordan from Chaos, formerly Chaos, now the new Chaos. Well, they're not called New Chaos anymore. They're called Out of Order, I think. Yeah, Out of Order. So they're going through a few name changes. But Jordan, who was formerly the leader of Chaos and the New Order.
If it is out of order,
yeah,
shouldn't it be order of out?
Yeah, well, I think so because you say it both ways. Oh no! Oh no!
Sorry, no.
That's okay. No, look, guys. Jordan's has been contacted. He's safe and well, and apparently just quit cold turkey without any notification. He just just quit the game, quit Discord, quit all communication. But his friends from his team apparently got in touch with some of his family, and yeah, he's safe and well, which is the main thing. So it's great to hear that. Yeah, that's pretty much all the news. Yeah, about that new update. Just let us know in the comments how you guys are going with the new adventure track. With some of the other updates as well. Eva, what are besides the adventure track? What are the other updates that you know of? Do you know?
By the look of it, it seems like the beast has been updated.
Okay. Given a bit more grunt, or
not sure from
or stability.
No, I think it's more longevity.
Okay.
Because I think a few of the top end players were complaining about not being able to get to 10k, the thing not falling apart. So I think that's been listened to a little.
And when it falls apart, are they still able to Kanga?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Mm,
That's probably
yeah.
a question for DeBell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
He yeah, I think he's done a few runs with the new vehicle, so he's done a few 10Ks, I believe.
Yeah, I asked him for some stuff.
Oh,
was
what
gonna
sort of
talk-
stuff?
Oh, good stuff. The lowdown. So he's got 3 10Ks with the Beast, and they are on Forest, Rust Bucket Reef. Holy,
Really?
yeah, and Desert Valley.
Yeah, I would have picked Desert Valley, Forest, and Countryside. That's what I would have
No,
thought.
I would have thought.
I would have picked City.
I would have thought Beach.
Yeah, Beach or City.
Yeah, well, DeBell's he's got 3 adventure tracks. Sorry, 2 adventure tracks that are complete, 10K complete,
Wow.
and they are Forest and Desert Valley.
So he's got 10K with a monowheel.
Yep.
And I
That's
just want to
impressive.
say, I think he's just shy of 4 million stars as well.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
he?
yeah. So once he unlocks the next track, he'll be roughly 4.2 million, roughly.
Yeah.
And he'll be in 11th place again.
Yeah, wow.
He's currently
He's not far off getting it.
Yeah, he's not far off getting it. So he's currently in 19th place. No, sorry, he's currently in 11th global, and he'll go to 9th once everyone else plays the new map. But yeah, he given me this. This is the most amazing inverted commas spreadsheet that's created by the IO and OI Discord server. You basically tell the server. Obviously, you can lie to the server because you can say, "I've got 10K in every single one," but you tell the server what it's done, what you've done, and then it creates a really cool map of all of your 10Ks or all of your kilometers, and then plots them against the track on the left and the vehicle on the top, to show you where you've got to work on. The only track that he has not 10K'd, he's only 10K'd one vehicle, Racer Glacier, and that's with the rally car. The rally car's done all tracks. Yeah, the rally car's done all tracks.
Jeez,
There's only one vehicle that's done all tracks.
that's really impressive, isn't it?
That's very.
Yeah,
that's
I'll share this picture with you guys because it is. It's really cool. And I suppose I wanted to say thanks to IO and OI for creating it for the guys that are on their Discord server. Hopefully, I don't send an influx of people to you. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And you might be able to post it up while we're talking about it on the YouTube channel.
Sounds like a plan.
That was a really big sidetrack.
Oh,
But yeah, he's done 206 10Ks.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
think I've done 4.
I think I'm only just behind you, mate. I think I've got about 5 or 4 or
Yeah.
something like that.
And
Yeah.
would you like to know my score?
No,
none.
because I know
None?
it's 0.
It's 1.
Oh,
Oh,
one.
One 10K. Yeah, a Forest for a rally car.
I just did I was collecting tokens. I did a 20K run on Forest with a chest. So I got a level 42 chest.
Yeah.
And I was pretty happy with that.
how many tokens?
Not enough.
Did you use the ×2 add?
And you can double your tokens
Yeah, you can double your tokens
when you watch a video, right?
when you watch an ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, when I watch a video on
Mhm.
my tablet,
Yeah.
which is a Samsung 7 Plus, it's a cheap, shitty tablet.
Okay.
The game loses connection and then I lose. I watch the video and don't get the rewards anyway. So it's a 50-50 gamble when you do it, as whether or not I actually get the rewards for watching the video. So, and that goes for, using the extra ticket in the team event and getting the extra points when you're playing public event.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Must be really frustrating.
It is because you've watched the video.
It
You've watched the
happened
video.
to me
You've done all the
before.
hard
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I've turned off, whatever, and turn the volume down and whatever, and yeah. So anyway.
Just before we move on to other subjects, I also want to talk about HCR3. HCR3, there was a bit of a Fingersoft Discord released, or the Fingersoft social media team released a little bit of a hint to HCR3 that it will be released sometime next year. That's pretty much all we know at the moment. So they released a little teaser picture that HCR3 will be released next year, which obviously asks a lot of questions in regards to HCR2 and HCR1. So obviously with HCR2, HCR1 was always running in the background. So it has loyal players. It's still going today, and you can still play it today.
They're still updating it today.
Yeah, they're still updating it, exactly. So I assume that won't be I assume that will still be the same for HCR2 when the new game comes out. But it's pretty exciting because the new game, everybody's going to start from scratch. So as soon as it's released, everybody starts from zero, and away we go again. It's going to bring a lot of questions. Like, is it going to bring back all the old players? Is what's it going to be like? Is it going to be on different formats and consoles? And how's it going to be? All these questions will be asked next year, though. So that's something to look forward to. What do you think?
Indeed.
What do you guys think about that one?
I'm pretty excited for it, to be honest. I don't know what it's going to have. Like, is it going to have teams mode? Is it going to have cups? Is it going to be something completely different? We just don't know. I'm excited to find out.
It would definitely have to have team mode. That's something that, I mean, that's Fingersoft's bread and butter for HCR2 is team events and team mode.
Let me just think about that for a second. It is the hardest work with the most complaints, with the most backlash, and it makes them no money.
In talking specifically just about team events?
Yep. So think about what I've just said. They get the most problems with it. They get the most bad press about it. It's turned so many people off the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest thing they work on, and it makes them no money. So do you think it's really going to have a teams section?
That's why the CC division players play the game. They don't play the game for adventure. They don't play the game to play public events, and they certainly
For
don't
cups.
play cups.
Yeah.
They play solely for team event mode and team event.
I get that, but you understand where I'm coming from. Like thinking about it from the global company perspective, the business perspective.
But the money will come with it because they will need to upgrade their vehicles and their parts by getting better parts and upgrading to race team events.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But do they have to have teams straight away?
I'm going to say yes to that. Only because I think it'll bring back a lot of the old players who played HCR2, players like Leo Lu, who is starting from scratch as well. Like he will start from scratch. Hopefully Zeke will come back as well. All these other players that have gotten banned by Fingersoft for not for cheating in the actual game, like not for cheating in gameplay, but just account issues, things like that. Hopefully these type of players will come back to the game because of the team event mode and for the new game specifically. Yeah.
I
Because
hear
don't
you.
forget, we're all going to be starting from scratch. We're all going to be starting from zero. I suppose I'm guessing here that the first vehicle will be the hill climber.
Jeep.
Well,
No, you're
the
right.
Jeep,
It's
the
called
Jeep,
the Hill Climber, but
the hill climber.
it's always been the Jeep for me.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. Yep, Jeep, hill
Jeep,
climber.
Jeep,
I'm
Jeep is
assuming.
the trademark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't use
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Oh well, Jeep.
So I'm assuming that will be the first vehicle, as it was for the previous two versions, and I would say, yeah. Well, see, hang on. I've just thought about something while I've been talking. Maybe teams will come up maybe in the next update, because why I say that is, if it comes straight away, nobody will have vehicles.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning.
Yeah.
So it would probably pay them to, maybe implement that after a month or 2 or 3, or once the volume of players gets to, X number of players.
Well,
And,
I suppose the first team event can be just just the Jeep. You just have the vehicle as the Jeep, and all four tracks will be just for the Jeep. It'll 4 times for the usage. I suppose you
So-
could do it that way,
Yeah, well,
because
and they'll all
everybody
be-
will.
Going by the teaser picture that they posted, it looks like a Mark II in the garage, doesn't it?
it does.
Mhm.
It does. I have to agree with that.
So many questions I've got for HCR3, because I don't really know how it's going to be presented to all of us. Like, is it purely going to be a mobile phone game? Is it going to venture out and because at the moment it's a 2D game. Is that right? It's just a
It's two-dimensional with
two-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's just a two-dimensional game, and it's a side viewing game. So will it be something similar to the recent new games that Fingersoft have released, which is Boom Carts and a few of those other games? As in, like, it's forward-facing racing, if you get what I mean. If it's like, point of view type racing, where you're racing from the actual vehicle, these type of things. So I don't know, to be honest.
So you reckon maybe see the dashboard?
See the dashboard, you can change. Maybe it has an option to change views, and you can just do all these things. I really don't know. It's just going to. I don't know how they're going to approach. I really don't know. It's going to be very interesting to find out next year. When next year? Geez, I don't know either. That's. I guess everybody's hoping it'll be the first half of the year, but I would dare say it'll be the second half of the year, I'd say. Yeah, just before we move on, any other comments about HCR3? What about you, JR? What are you hoping for HCR3 to have?
I'm just hoping it's really exciting and it would make me play again, because I haven't played much lately. And if it's something new and something that I haven't done before, and I'm looking forward to achieving all kinds of things that I have achieved in HCR2. So yeah, making more records, achieving stars or cups or whatever it would have, basically.
And leave some comments for us to talk about HCR3, because our next few guests, we could have Fingersoft social media managers back on the show again. Want to ask them as much as we can if they come back on, and just leave us your questions. Okay, so what about public events and team events, Pete? How are we doing there? I know the last couple of team events have been extremely difficult. Not difficult, they've just been, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been very frustrating. Very extremely frustrating. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the current team event, Salt Mountain. Well, it's current as in I'm still playing it, but the next one is now available for teams because it's the weekend. So the vehicles are the bus, Mark II, the motocross, sports car, and the supercar. The tracks is number 1, you got a time attack in the mines, which is I'm using the sports car for that one with afterburners, jump shocks, and coin boost. And sometimes I swap out jump shocks with start boost, depending on my mood. Track 2 is another time attack, but it's uphill and quite long. But I'm using the supercar with wings, winter tires, and overcharged turbo. Or if you've got a higher GP, swap out winter tires with coin boost.
Interesting
Well,
combination.
Yeah, I've been using Afterburner
I've been using
Yeah.
Afterburner as well.
making sure that I get both fuels, because if you don't, you're fucking.
Yes, I've been using Afterburner, wings, and coin.
Yeah,
No, Afterburner, overcharged turbo and wings.
you got to have the turbo just to get that little
Yeah,
boost to take it uphill.
boost.
Third track, Pete, is the motocross track.
Yes, the motocross track. I actually managed to find that myself, that strategy. Everyone else was using the Mark II. And I'm like, I wonder how the motocross will go with this track. And sure enough, it was really good.
As long as you don't hit your head on that damn pirate ship,
Yeah.
the swinging pirate ship.
Wings, afterburner, and coin boost. Oh no, landing boost, not coin boost.
I don't use wings. I use start boost, landing boost, and afterburner. Don't need the wings.
Yeah, that's with higher GP.
Yeah, sorry.
Strictly going with my Team 3 account.
Yeah.
And track 4 is the long jump with the bus.
I still have not been able to get that right.
Yeah, where you need to slow down in the middle half of the track, pick up the second fuel. Oh, sorry,
Yes,
pick up the first fuel, which is on the ground, and then fly upwards.
and then go for it.
Yeah,
so I've worked
difficult.
out that you go back into the invisible wall, break off the roof, get rid of 2 passengers, and then the next passenger comes off when you land in the ditch, going off to the ramp. So that saves a bit of time going backwards and fuel.
Yeah, it does. But just with that, you need to really like hit the ground hard on that one, because sometimes the passenger doesn't come out and then you're stuffed.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you've taken off, let the wings do their thing for a little bit, and then tilt backwards, slow down with thrusters, and then coast over to the fuel. And then once you've got the fuel, just thrust upwards as high as you can, leave a little bit, and then thrust forwards.
Yeah, it's to make it sound a bit easier than it is, but
I'm pretty handy with the bus.
Yes, you are.
Just with the first track, I actually switched over to because I started with a sports car like you're doing, but I actually switched over to the Mark II. And I got 20 seconds or just under 20. Well, my record is under 20 seconds. I got like 19 seconds on it. And I find it much more consistent. So I'm using thrusters, landing boosts, and jump shocks, and I'm constantly getting 20, 21 seconds. So thrusters, because you go down the first bit, you hit the landing boost, you fly upwards towards the roof, and then you thrust forward to the next section, hit the landing boost with the jump shocks, and you fly down. It's super quick, super fast.
What score are you getting roughly?
That's a 6K score.
6K. I've gotten 6.5, 6.6 current score with the sports car, with start boost, coin, and afterburner.
Yeah, but is that consistently? You get it at every single run?
I get it every second run at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get over
consistently.
I get over
around
6K. I get over 6K every second run, and I've been doing that on both accounts.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I've gone into round 4 at 22K, and my max score so far has been 26.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 25 at the moment. Yeah.
And that's because my bus skills are just leaving me off. Yeah. Yep. No
I'm
comment.
usually
Well,
I'm usually pretty good with the bus, but I've been struggling with this one for some reason.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. It's been really hard.
I've always loved the bus. Just not driving the bus, flying the bus.
Mm.
That's always been my favourite thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll touch a bit on the next team event, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It's called B Rally. Vehicles are tractor, super diesel. Finally get to use the Beast ×2. First time we're using it in a team event. And the Formula. Tracks are wheelie and time attack and multi-jump and then another time attack. I haven't seen any videos on it, so I can't comment
Yeah,
on any strategies.
I've seen IO's video. So the wheelie one is the
Formula, I'm assuming.
It's the downhill desert one where it's got at about 315 meters, got that big huge uphill bit, but you can fly over it. We can fly over it beforehand with the wheelie boost, and the Cope and IO were using Formula. Yeah.
Yeah.
Formula.
That'd help to have the new wheelie boost part.
Yep. So they were using that one. The second track, what would you say the second track was, Pete?
It's a time attack track.
Time attack. I can't quite remember it. But
I'm going to assume it's either a beast or tractor. And the multi-jump with the super diesel.
Oh yes. It is a time attack with the beast. I think one of them was with
Gloomvale.
It's a Gloomvale stage. Yeah. So it's a Gloomvale stage. That's one of the time attacks. The multi-jump countryside track with the little humps. So using super diesel for that. And can't remember the last track.
That's another time attack.
Can't remember. Yeah, that's all good though.
Yep.
But it looks like another difficult one as well, and I think it's another low-scoring one as well. So, IO and Vercopa are only getting low 30Ks. So when they get 30K scores, I think the rest of us get 20K, 25K.
12K.
So now that they've finally put the Beast in a team event and they've put it in as two vehicles, do you think they've waited long enough? Because they've been scrutinised in the past about putting it in too quick.
Yeah, no, they've definitely. This is a good time to put it in because I think majority of the, CC and Division 1 players have certainly upgraded it. We know, like most people have got most parts, if not all the parts. Probably not upgradable yet to max. Well, a lot of the former max players would have maxed it, but I think they've waited. It's a good time to put it in now.
Yeah.
How long's it been? It's probably about 4 or 5 team events.
I couldn't actually tell you. It's been quite a while.
It's been maybe about 2 months, 1 month.
Yeah,
it's
2
been
months.
2
or
months.
So.
I think if it's 2 months, then I think 8 weeks is that'd be, if it's 8 weeks, that's 8 team events.
Yeah.
So that's actually not too bad.
What's it called? The only reason I upgraded my Beast was because of the daily competition. Otherwise, I wouldn't have upgraded it because I don't do time attack.
Yeah, I upgraded the tunes, but I don't think I've upgraded many parts. So tunes I've upgraded. And I think I've got them to all level 19. So yeah, not too bad. So so it's definitely
to do free ones.
Yeah, I've got to do the free ones. It's given us a lot of time to prepare as well for when the Beast was in the team event. So I think that's a good time. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, very good.
Moving on to public events.
Oh, I know the current public event is a favorite.
It's a soccer. Kick the ball as far as you can. When I say kick, I mean smack your head onto the ball without dying.
land on the top of the rally car roof type event.
Yeah, there's a couple of different strategies. You could use the tractor and then slam the bucket onto it. Or you can use the rally, jump up over it, and then thrust on an angle so it spits it out. I think
Yeah.
Alex ages ago called it the pinch method.
Yeah.
So you pinch the
If
ball out.
anybody wants to go look at Verishak's video. He does it pretty perfectly, and the ball just flies. It's
Yep.
Yeah,
When you get it, it's very, very good.
it's satisfying, isn't
satisfying. That's the word. Yeah.
it? Have you had
But
a
it's
go,
hard to get.
JR, Eva? Have you guys had a go?
Yeah, I wasted about 10 minutes, and I went, I'll just get 0 for this.
Yeah, you can't get 0 because
you-
you've wasted 10 minutes on it.
Oh, sorry,
also-
I've got 6. I got 6 points. I did two of them.
You're funny, Eva, because when it comes to public events, you've got the same mindset for public events like I do with adventure.
Yeah. Look, I just think, look, if it had 2 tickets in it, I'd persevere, but it's only got 1. I'll just go, oh, yeah, I'll get to that later. And then, oh, look, it finished. Oh,
No,
I
you
didn't
won't.
get a chance to get there. Oh, what a pity.
What a shame.
Yeah, the shame. I know.
What about you, JR? Have you been playing the soccer event?
Yeah, I play the soccer event. I usually play all the public events just to get the extra ticket.
And what's your
Yeah.
strategy for the longest kick? How do you do the rally car strat, or do you do something else like superbike or?
I do the rally car, but I don't know how to do the pinching method. I just kick it and see how far it can go.
So your rally car, I'm assuming will be all pretty much maxed, all high level parts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's basically timing the jump shock thrust. So you jump shock thrust up, and make sure that you spin straight away around and land. Pretty much just land on a 45-degree angle, and it should just fly after that.
Yeah.
It's not 45-degree angle. It's more of a in between 45 and flat.
Yeah, pretty much. But if you get that slight angle, it's kind of like I don't know, you can kind of trap the ball and it'll just fly, especially if you lean onto it.
Yep.
So it's a pretty fun event. I'm probably about halfway through, so
yeah,
I'll finish it tomorrow. So it's some people's favorites, but it's also some people don't like it either.
It's because of the World Cup at the moment. I'm assuming that's why they've done it.
It's a better soccer event than the soccer where you have to get it into the goal.
Yeah, I like the one getting into the goal because that's.
Oh, you like the goal ones?
Yeah, the goal ones are kind of skillful as opposed to just land on something and watch it fly.
Well,
if
you kick it far enough, there is actually a goal like thousands of meters down the track.
Yeah, you're right about the skill level for the goal because but that can also be extremely frustrating as well because it's depending on the vehicle choice and which track and everything. That can be a very frustrating event, especially if you miss it and it goes over.
What do you think the point of having fuel canisters along the track is?
Well, I managed to get the rally car upside down on the other side of the flag, right?
Yeah.
And the ball was still rolling, and I managed to use the thrusters to push the car along the ground, dragging my face in the ground, and then I managed to push the ball further forward.
Well, that takes some skill.
I never did it again.
And a good roll cage.
I only did it once.
Yeah.
And I figured, oh shit, that was a mistake. But it was cool to watch.
How many points did you get? 3, I'm assuming.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got bugger all. So no, it was. I don't know. I think if I find the line and get it right, I probably might have a go. But I've got so many other things I should be doing.
I've got a couple of 10Ks not 10Ks. I got a couple of 10 points from it. Yeah, it's not. It's all right. It's not too bad. So,
I haven't got one yet.
Pete, sorry to put you on the spot, but what was the previous public event? Do you remember?
Previous public event. Thanks for putting me on the
Yeah.
spot. I really,
Yes,
really
sorry.
appreciate it.
It's okay. I'm going to help you out because I'm going back as well and having a look.
Yeah, so the previous one was Smarter, Faster, Better.
Yeah, that's the one. Smarter, faster, better, and that was with the superbike.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
It was a time attack.
You
one,
guys,
I remember.
it was basically just 7 or 8 time attack tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys all talked about the superbike, but I got 10 points with 2 obscure vehicles. Monster
Let me guess one of them. Oh,
Monster
you said
truck.
Yeah, I was going to say
And
the
the
rotator. Yeah.
Yep. I got some really cool lines on the rotator, and I was annihilating some of the bikes. And I had one run.
So hang on. Did you just say that you actually played that public event?
Yeah, because it was time attack. It was actually interesting.
Yeah.
It was
That's
actually
funny because they're my least favorite. The time attack ones.
I know. Because the other thing about those time attack ones is you've only got 3 or 4 runs and that's it. So you can't just do 100 runs to get the fastest time. So I quite like those. And there was a couple of times where my first run was a mint run, and I just watch everybody get closer and closer and closer, and then get 10 points, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I do like how it's like it doesn't matter what vehicle you're using, you can still get a pretty good score if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it wasn't all dominated by one vehicle, which is good.
Or idiots doing, using the Jeep with thrusters and jump shocks and start boost and finishing the track in 7 seconds. I was like, where'd that come from? No.
Yeah, I saw a few of those, and they had only 400 garage power.
Yeah. No comment.
Yeah. So traditionally with HCR2, we got Christmas events coming up. So I dare say the next team event and public events will be featuring the sleighs and the toboggans. And a few other things.
The bath is always fun.
I love that.
The bath and the big tube.
Yep.
So,
I love those ones.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those Christmas ones. They've always been a favourite of mine. So
just a little helpful hint for people who haven't played them before. You have to pay money to get the snowboard. Don't pay money to get the snowboard. Just play the public event and unlock it because you don't get to keep them.
I'm sure Reese will love hearing you say that. Taking
No. It's coins, not like actual money, but don't use your coins.
Oh, okay. Is it? I thought last time I thought it was in real money as well. You could pay for it as well.
No, it's usually just coins or gems.
It's
and
currency of gems.
Yeah.
And look, let's face it. I've got 48 million freaking coins that I can't do anything with.
Yeah.
So you may as well do it, yeah. But for all those new people who haven't done that one before, it's not worth it. The snowboard is no faster than the little sled.
I actually think the sled's the fastest, I'd say. One of the fastest, if you get the right line.
No,
I like the donut.
The tube.
The donut is good if you're on the right track and you need it to float. It works really well.
It spins faster than the snowboard.
There's
so
less
you can
chance
get more
of there's less chance of smashing your head backwards too.
Yep, and you get the float as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
And it's bouncy.
Yeah, looking forward to those ones. They've
just
always
stick
been
with the tire tube, people.
Yeah. They've always been pretty fun. And I always, go past like 400 points on them. So they're quite fun. So I was looking forward to that. I'd say next week. Yeah. Not this. I don't know. Maybe it's coming out Wednesday this week, or could be the following
I
Wednesday.
reckon they'll do a special. They'll have it on for 7 days instead of 5.
Yeah,
I
I think
think.
so too. Yeah.
Although it says it
But
starts in 3 days and 22 hours, so who knows?
yeah, it doesn't say what kind. There's a title to it, but it doesn't say what kind of Christmas event they are.
It looks like there's a trailer attached on both of them, so
Yeah, it could be the
Oh,
present
cargo.
one, the gift cargo one. Yeah,
I hate those.
yeah. And the present smashing one as well is another Christmas one where you smash the presents. I'd say that would be in a team event as well.
Is it smash the presents and collect parts?
Could
I
be.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a good one.
Eva, go for it, mate. Floor's yours.
Yeah, so I had a couple of things I wanted to chat about, and we've talked a bit about the update, so happy with that. But I wanted to share some insight onto the CC division. Last month's AUSNZ 2, staying in the CC division, and the most important part of that was we beat Project Germany 3 by 61 cup points, right? 61 cup points. You divide that by 14 games, so 14 matches, and that's 4 more points in a match, every match, that made us win, right? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because if you're playing on a team and they really want you to play in the game and they want you to play the team, the reason they want that is because the most cup points wins. And even though you're in 78th place and you've only got 1 cup point, well, guess what? It makes a difference. It kept us in CC, right? So those 4 extra cup points every match made the difference between us staying in CC and not staying in CC, which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cracker of a month, wasn't it? We just we got the right matches.
Yep.
We had a couple of ring-ins from our Team 1 guys as well, but not many. It was only about 3 or 4.
No, but
And
what I'm trying to get at is it was a team effort. It wasn't just
yeah.
the top 3 players that win the game.
Yes, that's right.
Without everybody actually doing their bit, even the 1 and 2 pointers, we made it through to CC still.
Everybody from up the top all the way down to bottom who's contributed, contributes to the team total.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right.
Every
The old
score
saying,
is
every
worth
point
nothing.
counts.
Every point counts. Yep. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was someone suggested to me to have a look in the suggestions channel on the Fingersoft server and go through and pick some and just mention them in the podcast, because these are from the people who play the game, and I haven't gone in and picked out the best players or whatever. I've just read through them, and the ones that resonate with me I'm going to share and just get some discussion about. And the one that I think it was so well written, and it was so it was lots of little suggestions all in one. I might use this one first. It was from Destro. He's a turtle, Destro, and then a lizard. So I think he's on one of the turtle teams. So that means right in Italian, just in case. So he's right. He says he's already written this suggestion. Why stop all the PE public events at 400? 6 days for a public event, and it's done in 2 days or even 1. Maybe increase it to 1,000, and maybe have an extra cup or something, an extra chest or something every 100 from 400 or whatever. But it just gives someone an incentive to play the public event a bit more. He did go on to say, great work on the daily tasks. Let's maybe add that work you've done on the daily tasks to the weekly and monthly. But his last comment, which I kind of touched on when you've got VIP, but I'll go over it again. He said, please increase the capacity of the scrap machine, at least for the normal parts, up to 1,000, so that the 8-hour VIP bonus is not completely obsolete for them. So basically, if you've got VIP or you want to watch an ad, you can decrease the timer on the scrapper by 8 hours in total. Now, 200 parts of basic parts is less than 8 hours. So if you waste watching an ad on that, you kind of, you waste watching an ad. But with VIP, you don't get an opportunity to either use gems or watch the ad. You only get, there's no ad to watch. So you don't get the opportunity to just use your VIP when you've got 8 hours worth. It just says, do you want to empty this? And you click yes. So, in saying that, it's a great idea. I think that the scrapper should get bigger. But in reality, if you want to fix that, if you've got VIP, you don't need a bigger chest. You just need to scrap the right parts first off. So scrap all your extra epic and legendary parts. So then when you fill the scrapper up to 200, it's got at least 8 hours of time left on it.
Yeah.
And then you can use your VIP to kill off 8 hours. So
I was literally going to say that if you didn't mention it, I was going to say scrap your excess epic and legendary parts if you have them.
First. Yeah. And I've said that in a previous podcast. Because at the time I think I was still on VIP on my alt account. And I figured it was a good idea to basically let people know that if you've got VIP and you're using the scrapper, you're getting rid of stuff to fill the scrapper full of, big scrap parts first, epics and legendaries, and then you work your way down to everything else where you either use gems.
Are you saying that should be a feature for VIP only or for everybody?
I think for everybody. I think
so. Increase the scrapper to 1,000 for everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, to start off with, they could trial it to VIP customers only. And I suppose it could give the incentive for people to buy VIP just to use that feature for the scrapper. From a business point of view, I suppose that could be an option.
A guy called Dowz, DOWZ, he said there needs to be a new language, Finnish. And I thought it'd be really cool because then you could switch it to Finnish and then you'd finish the game. Sorry, that was just a bad joke. But I think, extra languages is always helpful.
So are you saying that they don't have Finnish?
Currently, they don't have Finnish.
But
they're in
they
Finland.
are in Finland. Exactly.
Well, I'm just going to go check that now. Now that I'm fact checking. Check language. Dutch, French, Italian, Espanol, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. And then there's Russian, Chinese, looks like Japanese, and Turkish. So no, they don't have Finnish. They have no Finnish language in a game that was developed in Finland.
That's actually pretty funny.
They need to finish that quickly.
I don't know what to say about that, to be honest.
Maybe when they were developing that bit, they forgot to finish it.
Well, this could go on all night.
I'll just reuse
this
now.
I'm going to finish this now. It's over.
Just on the suggestion channel for the Fingersoft server, there actually is a lot of good suggestions that people put up. And look, they say that the developers read them. I'm pretty sure. Why would Reese and Co lie to us? I mean, if they say they read them, they read them. Doesn't mean they're going to act on them.
I'm going to dive in there regularly now and pull out ones that I think are really cool, and then it's a little shout out to whoever's written it, and also an opportunity to say, hey, I really like that idea. Let's try that.
Actually, that's a great idea. Yep, beautiful. We'll definitely do that in 2023.
Yep, indeed.
JR?
Sorry, just real quick. I just put a Google search of what language do people speak in Finland. Yeah. They speak Finnish and Swedish.
Swedish.
So Swedish was in that list, wasn't it?
I'm just checking. Change language. No, Swedish is not in here. Jag kan inte prata svenska. I don't
what
speak.
What does it mean again?
I don't speak Swedish.
Maybe they don't, or they do.
I don't know.
It's an interesting. That's interesting how they don't have their own language in the game that was created in Finland. Maybe they just didn't think it was necessary because I think a lot of them do speak English over there. But
English is the most universal language.
Yes.
it is. It is. Yeah,
I thought
that's
it was.
interesting.
I actually thought it was Hindu.
Yeah,
You say universal. I'm talking about most spoken.
Mm,
probably most spoken, but I know what Pete's saying. A broader capacity
Audience.
of
I'm
the
just
a broader
staring.
audience. Yeah,
I'm just staring.
but yeah, you're right. Eva. Hindi is, it's a lot of people speak Hindi in a particular country.
because there's a lot of people there. That's why it's the
That's
most spoken.
That's correct.
Sorry, Jackrabbit. Continue.
Okay, so my segment for this episode is very helpful for low to mid GP players who are farming coins to help their GP grow. You can actually use the double coins run on adventure mode, and it can be done twice for you to maximize the amount of coins that you can earn. So here is how it's done. You run the adventure mode on your chosen map until you get to 8,500 meters, and then you pause until you run out of fuel. That's your first run. You do a
So
second run on
8,000?
yeah,
8,000 was it?
8,500 meters. 8,500.
What if you accidentally go over?
Yeah, I will tell you what happens when you go over. So that's your
Okay.
first run. You pause there until you run out of fuel. Okay. So then you do your second run on the same adventure map and go as far as you can. 20,000 meters or whatever you can reach. And this method will eventually help you upgrade and farm coins for your tunes and parts, and it also helps in earning kilometers. But remember, the first run should be deliberately stopped at 8,500 meters, because if you keep on going, you will not have the chance for a double coin run again.
I wonder why that is.
So it's just one go. Yeah, it's just one go. I regularly, sorry. I regularly do this when I was just at a lower GP, like 6K or 5K before. And then I do it twice a day, one after the other. So sometimes I'm on my first run and I get distracted. I go past the 8,500 meters, and when I'm at 10,000 meters, I realized, oh, I lost my opportunity. Then I would just go as far as I can to reach the maximum amount of coins for that adventure run. Then when I go back to the main page of that the adventure mode, you won't be able to see the
Times two button.
yeah, that one, because you would see it there if it's still possible. So if you lose your chance, it's not there anymore. You'll just have one run. Yeah.
How did you come across that, Jackrabbit?
I forgot how, but I remember when I learned about it, I just kept on doing it.
It's definitely a good tip, that's for sure. I never knew that.
I suppose that's a really good. That's a really good
Yeah,
tip.
and
The
and-
new adventure track too, isn't it?
yeah,
So players can do that.
Yeah, I shared it with everyone else who was on my team before. That was the US team that I was with before, way back. So it's just helpful for some.
So you've been holding on to that just for this moment so you can tell people.
Yeah, well, for those who are, just starting with the game and at the lower GP and who have the time to play adventure, this is really helpful to farm coins.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. That's a good tip.
Too. Yes, so that's it.
Thanks, JR. That's a very good tip for new accounts, players starting to play the game. That could be pretty helpful, especially if they they try to build up their their coins and they want to buy
Yeah.
new parts and stuff like that. It does
Yes.
help, like
Mhm.
gathering the most coins. I mean, for us players now who have played the game for a few years,
Yeah.
coins. We got like Eva said before, he's got something like 48 million coins. He
Yeah.
can't do anything with them. But for new players, they don't have pretty much none. They got the coins run out very, very, very quickly. So
Yeah.
getting the most amount of coins at the beginning is or taking advantage, I should say, of getting the most amount of coins at the beginning is
Yes.
quite helpful.
Yes. Yes.
Just on the coins, Eva, also a lot of players have been suggesting some sort of trading option in game.
Yeah.
I
Um,
heard that. I
Mhm.
thought that was a really good. I'm glad you remembered because I'd forgotten all about it. But yeah, that would be good if you could buy.
Let's it'd have to have its limits. Like you couldn't just give someone 40 million coins. It'd have to have
not
like
trading with other people. I'm talking about being able to buy
Gems.
yeah, gems and all that sort of stuff.
gems or
Um,
skins. Skins would be.
Mm.
I mean, look. Let's say that. Look, skins is pretty much one of the hardest items to come by in the game. They're rare, especially
Yeah.
legendary skins. That goes for character skin and the vehicle skin. So
And the
Wanting-
foreskin.
we're
that.
gonna have to delete that out. If
Try
people
not
listen
to
to
laugh.
this now,
As
Oh my
opposed to the
God.
3 skin, the number 3 skin, and the number
Oh,
2 skin. Yeah.
Oh, try
Because
not
those
to
number
laugh
4
so
skins,
hard.
they're just terrible.
Oh my God.
hey, don't knock foreskins. Okay, they're okay. They have its advantages. Okay,
Well, not
let me tell you.
everybody's lucky to have a number 4 skin,
Yes, I've got plenty of foreskins. I love my foreskins.
Or all those poor Jewish players.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, jeez. Oh, where have we gone here? Anyway, the skins in the game are
We
very,
went
very
below the
hard to
belt
obtain.
really quickly.
Yeah, we did. The skins in the game are very hard to obtain. So I think having some sort of option to trade coins for the skins, will benefit. For all those players that have millions and millions and millions and millions of coins. So
No, I was meaning more tokens for gems or tokens for coins. See, right now, if you want to, you can go into the store and you can buy gems, right? You can physically pay cash for gems. And then you
Yeah.
can turn gems into coins,
Yes.
right? But I can't buy tokens with gems. And I can't buy tokens with coins.
You can
Yeah.
only
So
get
they've
tokens
introduced-
for doing adventure.
Yeah. And they, they've introduced a third currency, but the currencies don't talk to each other.
Yeah, okay, good point. Yeah, with some sort of trading window would be great. That's something hopefully maybe HCR3 could possibly look at doing.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Mhm.
I would love the records system to be updated. Also, the license. The license hasn't been updated for a while. I would love to have a starting date when the account was created. That would be a pretty cool option. Because then you could see when the account was created, and because if it's a fairly new account and they've suddenly got 4 million cup points and they've got 9,000 GP, well, it's not an authentic account. So if they had some sort of start date account, like where the date that the account was created, that would be great. It would help out the Fair Play server a lot as well. So shout out to my Fair Play bots as well. But it would help out seeing who's cheating and who's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it's a great idea for the next episode, probably one of the first episodes of 2023, either if we'll get a whole heap of suggestions from the Fingersoft server and we can just go through the best ones that we find.
Yeah, I don't mind that idea.
Our guest tonight is Notorious from a couple of high CC teams. His main account's in Syndicate. I think he's in Unity. And his third count is in Last Call, which is the US team. Notorious has been playing the game for a while. I've got to know him through social media and a couple of other formats. He is a listener of the podcast, and in my opinion, he's probably up there with some of the best team event players in the game. He's an extremely high scorer in team events, and he's very competitive, and he prides himself on doing very well in the game. And it's a great honour to get him in. So, everybody, welcome Notorious to the AUSNZ podcast. Welcome, mate. Guys, what do you reckon? Should we get our guest in for this episode, the last episode possibly of 2022? What do you think?
I think it's about
Yeah,
time.
I think that's a great idea. Let's bring him in.
All right. Well, possibly the last guest of 2022 is a pretty special guest. I consider him, one of the top players in the world when it comes to our little 2D game that we play. He's been in a few teams. He's got a few accounts. One of the top teams he's in is, of course, Syndicate. All the way from the United States of America. I want to introduce to the podcast, and thanks again for coming on, is Notorious coming on the podcast. Welcome to the show, mate. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
It's
You're
a
very
pleasure,
welcome.
mate. Look, thanks for coming on, and it's been a pretty bit of a roller coaster ride in your HCR2 journey. I pretty much got to know you through Facebook. We're not Facebook friends, not yet. We might be after this episode, depending on how it goes. But
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Look, basically, because I know you as Eddie, because you're Eddie on Facebook, and I got to know you because you made some pretty hilarious comments in the past history of reading, just trolling the Facebook page, and I think you had a couple of run-ins with the admin on that Facebook page by any chance. I think.
Yeah, definitely did.
He's a fellow Australian as well, and he's in one of the other teams called Oz Muscle, and he's one of the Facebook admins. We're not. I don't think we're friends with him, to be honest.
Who is it?
He's from Oz Muscle, but his
Yeah.
name I can't quite remember. His in-game name.
Spud?
No, it's not Spud. It's the other bloke, like one of the other leaders. It's definitely not Spud. I think it's one of the other leaders, but yeah.
On the official HillClimb Racing.
On the official HCR2 Facebook page, yeah. I think his name is Patrick. Is that right, Notorious?
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had a few run-ins with him there.
Yeah, let's probably get to that later. We'll have some fun with that later. But first of all, mate, just want to introduce yourself to the audience and tell us who you are, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm Notorious. I'm a co-leader on Syndicate. I have my alt account right now is on Unity. And then I have a third account, which is kind of lower GP. It's on Last Call. So that's basically where I'm at game-wise right now. Other than that, I'm from New Jersey in America. I work for Ford. So that's pretty much takes up most of my time.
Yeah, beautiful. You work for Ford. What exactly do you do there in the Ford Motor Company?
So I'm basically what's called a service advisor. Basically, if your car breaks down, you go into the dealership, you speak to me, and then I speak to the technician, and then I relay the message between the technician and the customer.
So you
So,
speak
in
angry
saying that,
customer. You speak
Yeah.
angry customer, and you speak
Yes.
technician, and then you speak Ford as well.
Yeah, so I get the angry customers, and then I get angry technicians, and I'm
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like the mediator.
yeah. The mediator. Oh, I don't envy you whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
so
a pretty thankless job.
in saying that, do you actually drive a Ford?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, so you could afford one.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah. Now,
What do
obviously,
you drive? Oh, I'm curious now. What Ford do you drive?
So I
Ranger.
drive the new Ranger pickup truck. It was released
oh,
again like 2 years ago.
beautiful.
The Raptor?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Raptor. They're a beast.
They're like the smaller version of like an F-150.
F-150. Yeah, that's our mainstay in Australia. Actually, that was designed in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
a friend of mine worked for Ford PR in Australia. He was marketing communications manager for Ford Australia, and he knew the engineers who worked on that project as well as a few other little projects. So yeah, it was an Australian design in terms of certain aspects of it, but not the whole thing. But yeah, it's a great car. I've driven
They're a beautiful car.
yeah, I've driven that and the Everest as well, which is the wagon
Ford,
version
right?
of
The
the
wagon
the
version.
wagon
Yeah,
version
yeah,
of that Ute.
yeah.
No, nice. Have you got the bi-turbo or the 3-liter 5-cylinder?
3-liter I have. I got a cheap
Yeah.
model of it.
Yep.
See,
They're
New
that
Jersey's
motor is
an expensive state to live in.
yeah. No,
I was Melbourne.
that 5-cylinder is amazing.
Yeah, Ford has a lot of good options, a lot of good vehicles. They kind of get a bad rap here and there, but any automotive dealer is going to get that. It's just people
Yeah.
get angry when their car breaks down. It's just a normal thing.
Yeah. And most of the times when cars break down, it's because people haven't done what they're supposed to do,
Yeah, correct.
or they ignore blinking lights.
Yeah, they don't want to spend money until it's too late, and then it's
Yeah.
a
And then it's
disaster
even
at
more
that
money.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So-
sister drove on a flat tire for 12 kilometers, which is like 8 miles. And then wondered why there was no rubber left on the rim.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and she thought the noise was the radio. Yeah, so
And it was handling
now,
like a dream.
if I can't afford my GTR later on when I hit my midlife crisis, mate, in a couple of years, will you get me a deal on an RS?
Yeah, I can try and help you out. I don't know if I'll be able to
jeez.
get one over to you over there, but
I don't know if they're making any new models of the RS, but the Ford Focus RS is probably, I would have to say that would be the next car I'd probably buy if it wasn't a GTR. But
I actually drove
the
the
Escort.
RS.
Yeah.
No, the RS limited edition.
Yep.
Before it was released in Australia, I took photos of it under embargo, so I
The
wasn't allowed to.
RS.
Yeah, the RS limited edition. There was
Oh.
200 of them released in Australia, all in the blue, all with the black wheels, and they had a diff over the standard model. They had an extra diff and seats.
That's
And
the
so,
what's it called, the one with the light blue color, and
yeah,
it's
the
got
light blue
the
color. Yeah.
it's got the that special setting where you it's called start mode or drift mode or
drift
something.
mode. Drift mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually diverts a little bit more power to the back and allows you to actually hang the tail out and do it with a bit of fun.
Yeah, they're a nice car. They're probably my favorite Ford
So
car.
we're getting really
We're
sidetracked.
we're getting way off track. We should start a car podcast.
I think we
Notorious,
should.
you'll have to come on and be a host on that one.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 accounts, and pretty much they're all in CC teams. Last call, they've got a bit of history there. That's the old US team. That's the old USA team. I think most of them are still there. Um, and then you got Unity, which is obviously, as everybody knows, it's one of the number 1 teams in the world. I don't know where you guys are. Where are you ranked at the moment? Where did you rank last month? You top 10, top 5?
Yeah, I think last month Unity finished maybe top 5, maybe 5th, or I believe it was 5th. And Syndicate I think was maybe close to the top 10 or 11, somewhere around there. Same thing.
Yeah.
Last Call had a pretty good season as well.
Yeah, last call have got some good players. Syndicate have actually had a bit of a rough start to the season this year. This so far, you're
Yeah.
had a couple of tough matchups.
Yeah, we haven't been given any good favors at the. It seems like every season it's like we have the same match against Lowlands, and then the winner of that just gets a terrible season. So we beat them, and now we're gonna have a hard season.
Yeah, that's what AUSNZ, their main team, what was happening to them. So they used to match Discord first up.
Okay.
Wasn't it Unity?
It was Unity or Discord, one of them, and then they get smashed by them. Then they would go get Discord 2. They would smash them, and then they would get Lowlands, and then and they would get the exact same matches every month, and they got sick of it, and that's why they've restarted. And now they're called sausages.
Yeah, I saw that. Amy actually was on our team for a bit, and she just went back to you guys, I believe.
She's as loyal as they come, mate. She'll go away, have a little bit of fun, and go for a bit of a holiday, but she'll always come back home. Is our Amy?
Just a quick question here. So your 3 accounts, are they evenly matched in GP?
Kind of. So I have my main account on Syndicate. It's pretty close to max. I think I'm like 10,004 or something. And then my Unity account is at like, it might be getting close to like 9K.
Yep.
But the other one on the last call is only like 6K.
Okay. So if you were to match Syndicate versus Unity, would you play both accounts? A. Would you play against yourself and try and beat yourself in the team in the team event, or like what happens there?
Yeah. So I mean, I think I've played against myself for like the past 5 or 6 seasons, like at least twice a season.
Yep.
So the way I do it is I just play whatever account scores better, so be it. That's just kind of how it is. I don't really play favorites with them.
Yep.
But sometimes your alt account would outmatch your main account. Well, they're pretty similar anyway. So
most of the time, actually, the account on Unity I have on an iPad Mini.
Yep.
And that one usually outscores the rest.
Yeah. Devices help a lot, I must say.
Yeah, it's like an extra little edge having a bigger screen.
Yeah. I play
we covered that. Eva and I covered that in a couple of episodes ago. We were talking about devices and screen resolution and things like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes massive difference.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Interesting. Sorry, keep going.
No, it's okay. So that's and all your accounts. Just a little education for all the listeners out there in regards to, because recently, look, there's been some bans, and as we mentioned earlier in the episode, Leo Lu has all his accounts recently got banned. Not recently, but since the last episode that we recorded, Leo Lu was a massive shock to the community. Just want to get your thoughts on that, Notorious, and just give the listeners out there some advice on what you need to do if you've got multiple accounts, what you need to do to make sure that it will be 100% safe and that you aren't at risk of getting banned.
Yeah, so With the Leo Lu situation, I mean, it's unfortunate. He's a great player, probably one of the top 10 players in the game. And it's kind of stinks that they don't give us, any type of explanation what happened. But for me, I mean, my accounts all have separate devices, separate emails, separate Play Store, separate payment method. Everything is separate.
That's pretty much the number one is to have everything separate, so there's no confusion, there's no crossover of data, and you're not using the same device. That's pretty much the number one rule.
Yeah, I would say device is probably the most important.
And there's absolutely zero chance that you will ever, because if you've got VIP on multiple accounts, there will be zero chance that you'll be VIP sharing.
Yeah, I mean,
close to
it's
0%.
you can never say never with Fingersoft. There's always something that goes crazy, but I try and just be as careful as possible and stick to that way. And I've never had any issues.
Well, the only thing with Fingersoft is if they somehow have some sort of detection device where multiple devices that have VIP are coming from the same IP address or same, proxy server or whatever you're using, it's coming from the same area where you are. So let's just say, for example, you do have VIP on 2 accounts and you're using it at the same time. You're running a team event and they detect it. You will still have keeping of your payment methods as backup, won't you? To say here, you email them. You say this is from this device. Payments came out of this account. And then on this account, payments came out of this account, totally separate, and you would prove to them that that's what happened.
Yeah, you would hope that, everything would work out.
Yeah, well, it definitely should. So, in your case, it definitely should. But you wouldn't need to think or worry about anything. But in Leo Lu's case, we don't know what happened for sure. But I mean, we can only really guess and just speculate. But it's a shame because, like you said, he is one of the best in the world at HCR2. But unfortunately, he's said to the community that he is no longer going to play the game, and he's retired, I think.
Yep, yeah, I saw the same thing.
Yeah, that's a shame because he was a great player. But that's
well, we've got Kanga to thank for him.
Do we have Leo Lu to thank for Kanga? Do we? Was he one of the first players to?
He was the guy who invented Kanga.
Okay, there you go.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Someone said it in one of our podcast episodes.
I think it was Reese. I remember hearing something about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who now said it, but Leo Lu was the first guy to do Kanga, and then it cottoned on from there.
Yeah, right. JR, do you want to say hello to Notorious, and if you want to have anything, you can ask him now. Sorry if we didn't get you in earlier.
That's okay. And hello, and welcome to the podcast. And looking forward to asking you questions and play the game with us. Quiz.
Glad to be here.
Later on, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Anyway, so and okay, so you want to give us some history, mate? So you obviously started on your main account, and how long ago did you create that account and just run through some teams that you've recently, not recently, but who you played for in the past?
Yeah, sure. So I believe I started playing the middle of 2019. So maybe 2.5 years I've been playing now, I believe. I started out, just like everyone, somebody at my work showed me the game. I played it in my spare time, and then eventually I made my way over to teams. And the first team I joined was, I believe the name was Big Dog Racing. And not really to blame them, they kicked me after maybe 2 weeks because I don't even think I was running events or anything like that. So from there, I joined a random team called, had a kind of funny name. It was called the Meowing Ducks. So I joined them.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah, it was ran by this kid was maybe 13 years old. He was probably the worst leader I've ever seen in the game, but he was a nice kid.
Yeah.
But
Most
he
13-year-olds.
would just kind of rage out and make terrible decisions that a teenager would make. So we kind of took the team behind his back and split off. And then I actually ended up being the leader of that team for a while under a different name. We were called the Rally Rebels. And then from there, I was there for, I don't know, maybe a few months. Then I moved to the Machine, which is basically Syndicate. We merged the Machine with Redline Reapers, and then that's just kind of where it's been.
Yeah. Yeah, the Machine. Yeah, I remember Redline Reapers. Are they still around?
Well, we merged the Machine and Redline Reapers merged to form
Okay.
Syndicate.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. And
Did you have a hand in calling it Syndicate, and why was it called Syndicate?
Yeah. So, to be honest, I'm kind of blanking on who picked the name. We were just kind of throwing out names, and somebody gave that as an idea, and we just thought it sounded good, and just kind of ran with it.
No, fair enough.
yeah, they've always been a Syndicate have been you've always been very competitive, but if never really quite cracked, up there the top 10, well, you've been in the top 10, but what you really want to try and do is challenge for the top spots, but it's just so competitive, isn't it? So difficult to get up there.
Yeah, I mean, without doing a couple more merges, you're not going to get to the level of a team like Unity or Discord or Asylum. It's just not going to happen. Like, there's just no way to really do that through recruiting.
Yeah. Yeah, just running through some of the players. You got Jangles, of course, who's the current leader. Amra, of course, who's known throughout the community. She also used to do a podcast. You've also got one of our own. I don't know if you know this, but RF is in your team. I think RF is in your team. He's a New Zealand player.
Sarajevo, I think
great
his name
player.
is, isn't it?
Yes, Sarajevo 84, I think it is. And just running through yourself, of course. You got a friend of mine who used to be a moderator on the Fair Play server, which his name is Hayes Nation.
Yep.
Good guy, Hayes, speaks his mind a lot, gets him in trouble a bit, but that's okay. You got Sharked, you got Moxie. I think is that the same Moxie from Mox? From
No, that's a
one?
different guy.
Okay, yeah. Vicky, who's known in the community as well, and you got Pickle. So, yeah, got a pretty good team, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty good group of guys and girls that, I mean, we just work pretty hard behind the scenes. I don't know of any other team that really, I don't know. I would say the way we started, just two teams merging and then recruiting, I don't know if there's been another team that's recruited as well as us without having to merge a million times to create a top 10 team. I mean, there's other teams out there that do it, but I don't know. I think what we built there is pretty good, pretty special.
Yep. I would agree with that. Now, AUSNZ, we've only merged once to create AUSNZ. AUSNZ have never merged with any other outside team, as far as I know. We've recruited, but we've never merged. We've
merged within ourselves to make a different team.
We've merged within ourselves, within our own little community, but we've never merged with another international team. So we, but we're not, obviously, we're not a top 10 team. We were a top 50 team for a while, but as far as I know, we've never merged as well. So it's quite special. We had a good run there for a while that we were consistently. Well, we made I don't know, either repeat. You can probably correct me. I think we were in the CC division for.
It was
Was
9
it
months
about?
straight.
Yeah, I think it was 9 months, 10 months, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since CC was created or something, it was about 9 or 10 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, you guys have always been a strong team. I actually tried to join you guys at one point. It just kind of never happened.
Yeah, who'd you
What
speak
happened?
So basically, with my alt, before I joined Legion back in the day, I tried to apply to AUSNZ, and I don't know. I remember joining the server and like your main server, and I said I wanted to join, and then kind of just nobody really got back to me for a few days. So I don't know. Then I ended up joining Legion, and that's just kind of how it went.
That damn recruitment team, which is we're gonna have to have a chat with them. Geez,
Yeah.
Pete, we're on the bloody recruitment team.
Oh shit! I don't have the patience for it these days because the amount of times that happens to me, like someone joins our server, I say, "Hi, how you going? How can I help?" Nothing. Not even a single word.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
someone greeted me and asked what I was there for, and I remember explaining I was looking to join the team and gave a little bit of my stats, and then I kind of it was just like there was really no answer for like a couple of days, so I was like, oh, all right, and then I got offered to join Legion, and I just joined Legion.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'll have to do some digging up in history to make sure that wasn't me. But I'll look back through the logs later on. But no, well that's a bit of a shame because
If you don't hear GDR on the podcast next episode, you know what happened.
yeah, I'm gonna be kicking myself if that was me. That's a shame we didn't get you in the team, mate. Because I know how talented you are. You're a very good player, so that's a bit of a shame that didn't work out.
Yeah, maybe
So
sometime in the future.
How long were you on Legion for?
So
how long ago?
maybe I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 seasons.
Okay, and that's only recent 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah, so this was before they got reset. I left to go with the last call guys when they left. So basically all the American guys left and started last call, and then after that Legion kind of got reset, and they've kind of been rebuilding since.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Because I was on ZZ before they merged with Legion. That was just
before they created it.
Yeah, that's just before I joined AUSNZ. So,
Yeah,
there's some pretty good names on that team, or there was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You haven't moved around a fair bit. That's really awesome because you get some players that get they get to a point where they go, I'm really good. I'm going to go find other teams and just bounce around teams and stuff. But you've been pretty loyal. You're that's really awesome.
Yeah, so basically I've been with the guy, Jangles, I've basically been with him forever since I really started actually being good at the game. I kind of credit him as teaching me how to actually play the game. So I've kind of just been with him, and then my alt account was, I've just kind of stayed with the last call guys. And then recently I kind of moved it over to Unity to help out. Razor asked me to come over and help out for a bit. But I still kept my other account. I brought it over to last call because I like to have those two main teams with all my friends and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we had Razor's old come and play a few matches with us as well. So shout out to Razor. We know he's a very good player as well at the game. I consider him. I don't know if he's still playing or not, but he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's he's still playing. He's Unity's leader. He's probably one of the top 10 players in the game, I would say.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that either. Okay, so
he had his old account when he was with us and scoring awesome scores.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah. He had his old account. He played a few matches with us, and then I think he played one season with us, and then he went. So, Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was. No, he was. We've had a few visitors come and go. So Moxie's played with us and a few others. So yeah, we've had a few visitors.
Solus is our recent.
Yeah, Solus. Yep.
visitor.
Yep. Solus is, he's gone on a bit of a break at the moment. He's gone back to play with a local Greek team, and then he'll be back in a couple of seasons, I think. So, yeah.
He's been doing a fair bit with his podcast as well. So, just a big shout out to him. He reached out to me with some questions and had a good laugh and chat. So, yeah, hope the podcast goes well.
Yep. So do I, Clols. Shout out to you, mate. Okay, so should we get into some community questions for the Notorious and go from there?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Okay. JR, do you want to start us off?
Yes, I could. I have my own question here. This is a fun question. What are your hobbies, or what do you do for fun other than playing HCR2?
Yeah, so I mean, I work a lot. Probably 50 hours a week I work. Other than that, I mean, I just like to hang out with friends, go to the bar. That's really about all I do. I grew up racing dirt bikes. That was like my main hobby of my entire life. And then since I got older now and I don't want to get injured, so I kind of gave up on that.
They're not good on your knees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun, though. Lots of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never
Yeah.
actually tried it.
When you're racing dirt bikes, were you doing endurance racing or motocross style stuff?
So mainly it was motocross, but I would do an occasional hair scrambles and stuff in the woods and, but mainly motocross.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's an Olympic sport now, isn't it, Eva, at motocross? They've still got it in the Olympics.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's awesome.
Isn't it? Yeah, they got the motorbikes, the dirt bikes in the Olympics. I think I'm pretty sure. There was something else I saw. Maybe I don't know if it's Commonwealth Games, but pretty sure I saw it in one of the games.
That'd be interesting, having a control bike for the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh, that's something. Maybe I think of X Games. Maybe it's X Games. I'm thinking of. Which is
Same
not
but
the
different.
Olympics. Yeah, pretty much.
One's got circles, one's got X's.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Okay. Pete.
Yes. I've got a rather serious question from Spooky. Do you like meat pies?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what type of meat pies we're talking about here?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so. So they're puff pastry made with minced meat inside, and it's usually cooked in an oven type.
So not a
yeah.
pizza.
Not a pizza.
And it's got a gravy inside the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I've had one of those one time in my life. I don't think that's like a normal common food in America, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it'd be very hard to find in the States.
It's more of an Aussie thing, isn't it?
It's
or
more
English.
of an English and
English
Aussie,
thing.
yeah.
English Aussie thing.
And Kiwi as well, Kiwis. But yeah, when I was in the States, I tried to look for some pies, but I never found any. So I don't think it's quite common over there.
Yeah.
Eva, mate, you're up.
Yeah, I've got my own question. So, what would be the one thing you would change about HCR2 to make the game better to play?
Oof. Oh,
Sorry,
man.
I've gone straight for the jugular.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. Probably, to me, I'm not a big fan of the new scoring system. I mean, if you ask players on my team, I'm just not a fan of the game in general. I don't know. I mean, everyone thinks I hate the game just because I complain a lot, but I would say switch back to the old scoring system, maybe tweak it a little bit, but just the 15K just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think the 15K being absolutely obtainable.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hard.
Yes, it seems like they adjusted the scoring and then just made it impossible.
Impossible. Yeah. I agree with that. And it's a bit demoralizing, especially when you're used to, 40K scores. And I mean 40K scores, but as in perfect scores.
Yeah.
It kind of demoralizes the amazing players because, I mean, you guys are amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from that. You guys are amazing, but it makes us not so amazing players look even shitter.
Yeah, I don't really. This whole update, ever since that new scoring came out, it's just kind of been a drag for a lot of people. It seems like.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
It's not just that. It's also the difficulty of the recent team events as well. Not just the difficulty. I'm talking about vehicles that don't go with the correct tracks, and the correct tracks, and especially the choice of vehicles that are assigned to the game mode. So you've got a wheelie track, but no good option for wheelie. There's no good vehicle,
They had
decent vehicle for
mono
wheelie.
wheel, which is impossible to wheelie.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great example. Nobody can wheel on a mono wheel. Nobody.
Well, look,
So
I don't mind the fact they've made it harder. Don't get me wrong, right? I don't mind the fact they've made it harder because it means that if you get a good score, you've done really well. But I don't like the fact that 15K is even the best players in the world can't get a 15K score. So if the best players
Most
in
of
the
the
world
time,
can't get a
every now and then
15K,
you can.
yeah. But if the best players in the world can't get 15K, then no one can. So 15K is a stretched goal. It's kind of like saying we'll give you a bonus if you get to $1 million in sales, knowing full well that you're never going to go over 600,000.
Yeah, that's a good explanation of it. Yeah.
The company's saying, "Yay, we're amazing," all that sort of stuff. But you're never going to get there. Like, you know full well that 600K is the best you can do, and that's on a good month with everybody chipping in and everybody doing the right thing and everything else. And it's just unobtainable. So I think the stretch goal that they've put out to us is the bad thing. I like how hard the tracks have become because it's actually improving my gameplay, which is
Yeah.
what I wanted the game to do. I want the game, especially in team events, to improve my gameplay, to make me a better player.
you wanted the game to challenge you.
Yeah. And then there's challenging, and then there's demoralizing, and that's where we're at the moment. The challenge is so high.
But for me, my biggest issue is like I'm with you on that, Eve. I agree with you. I like a challenge. That's okay. But it's the luck factor involved is just plays too heavy on recent team events within the last 6 months is the luck factor. And not just the luck factor, it's also the wrong vehicles are being put with the wrong team event modes. And the wrong maps, the wrong tracks to the wrong vehicles to the wrong team event modes. That's my biggest issue. And if they would, I know if they would put, like for example, if we had the wheelie and we had the buggy on this recent team event, I know it's easier. I know you want challenging, but look, you want, especially for the lower GP players, which let's be honest, there's a lot of them as well. The majority are below 7 and 6K GP. There's always new players starting out. You want team events that everybody can do. Maybe in the future they could have, let's say HCR3, Division 1 and the CC division should have a separate team event to Divisions 2, 3, and 4. So two different team events. Would that work?
Look,
I don't know. That might be tough.
That might be tough. But
it might be tough, but if your account, if it's set to you're in the team, you're in Division 2, that account is a Division 2 account. So if you move up, it'll just change. It'll swap over to a Division 1.
See, so let's say, for instance, sake, there was the buggy in this current team event, right? So we've got the buggy instead of the monster truck. The only thing that's going to change is your score's going to go up maybe 2 or 3K, but you're not going to get to 15. That's my point. Even with the buggy, and you get all the fuel cans and everything else, you're still not going to get to 15K.
Yeah.
So, regardless of whether they've given us the right cars or the wrong cars, like the stretch goal is just too stretched.
But you know what might be cool? If they did something like for this current team event, if you had both options, you have the buggy and the monster truck, right? But the buggy is better. You can get a better score on one of the other tracks with the buggy if you're good enough to use the monster truck on the wheelie. That way you at least have options.
Options.
That would
Yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
what they used to do, I reckon. They used to
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
it
they
like
did.
that.
Yeah,
But
because there's a lot of times where I'd watch the Verishak videos and I'd go, oh wow, look at that, doing a wheelie up the side of a hill in the tractor. That's amazing. I can't do that. Like I don't have the reaction time to be able to do that, but I could do almost a good time with the buggy or with the rally or whatever, and then I'd use the tractor somewhere else and nail a fast run with the tractor that would still give me a credible score, based on the fact that I've used the tractor somewhere else. But I don't know. I still go back to this, ability to score 15K has become unobtainium.
Well, I've managed to get it this time round, like total score of 15K.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this event, I got the wheelie one time for like 14,700, but other than that, it's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
a good
every other
feeling
time
when
was
you
like
get a good
5K.
wheelie on that track. Yeah, that's still more than me.
Yeah, I don't think I got past 10K, to be honest, on that wheelie. I think I got up to about 7. That was about it.
Yeah, that was the general area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll discuss a little bit more about HCR2 and what can we make it, any other suggestions a bit like later on. But just in regards to vehicles, I've got just my own question here that I haven't written on here. But in your opinion, what is the most important vehicle in HCR2?
Huh. Important.
Yeah, important. It can be important or just the most diverse, the most I don't know, the not necessarily the best vehicle, but probably the most important.
Most versatile.
Yeah, versatile. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the dune buggy is probably the most versatile vehicle. You can use it in, multi-jump. You could use it in climbing the hills. You can use it in wheelie. There's really nothing you can't use the buggy on and do well with.
Yeah,
that's a good way of thinking. I thought you would have gone with the rally car.
Well, rally car.
Yeah, it's kind of similar with rally too.
Yeah, see, rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, rally's. I'd have to say rally would be up there. Yeah.
It's not as easy to wheelie though.
When you use the buggy, do you keep the cage at 20, or do you bring the cage down depending on what you're doing?
Yeah, I'll bring it down depending on which mode I'm using. I'll take it off on certain modes, but yeah, most of the time I'm dropping it down.
Yep. Okay.
Right. So that leads on to my next question from Itch. What is the best vehicle in the game? So is it still the buggy?
So my favorite vehicle, or the best vehicle in my opinion, I would say the rotator.
Ooh, interesting.
That's Eva's loving that answer because that's probably one of his.
No comment. Yay!
I would say that one brings the most fun to the game for me.
You got a fellow rotator fan on your hands, Eva.
Yep. No, I like it. I like it. What do you think the best part about it is?
It just seems like it's always going fast. I mean, I like the game for speed, and it just seems like a really fast vehicle. It's versatile. You can wheelie it. I mean, a lot of people struggled with the wheelie, but I have the most fun, I think, when I'm playing with the rotator.
I'll tell you what, when you've got max coin
boost.
Yeah, coin. When you got max coin, geez, it really it takes off, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Not only
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
it's also the way you land as you're driving forward. It's almost got a little
It's got like a
boost.
push.
Yeah,
Push to
as
the
you
rear.
land on the back wheel and it
Yeah.
pushes you forward.
It's
And as
like
you
a
go too
landing
far,
boost, but without getting the perfect landing.
well,
It's
you
bizarre.
only do it on the back tire, and the tractor is very similar. The tractor's got a sweet spot that if you land
I
in
was
the
going to say the
correct,
Lamborghini was similar.
yeah, the Lamborghini does it as well. But I love the rotator for that thing. You land it properly, and you get an extra little push. And yeah, coin boost is just crazy on.
Yeah, and I like vehicles that you can play with the tunes and it really affects things like the supercar and the rotator. So that's probably one of the reasons I like it a lot.
Yep.
Next question would be from the Bell, and this is the opposite of the question from Itch. What is the worst vehicle in your opinion?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I'm not really the biggest fan of the new vehicle. But I would still say to me the most frustrating vehicle in the game is the scooter because I mean, I like it when it's working, but it glitches so much it's hard to even use.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's so
The scooter's difficult. It is very difficult to use.
but it's inconsistent in what it does. That's the thing.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I've got
it.
one from Amy, AUSNZ Amy. If you only had one account, what team would you play for?
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
tough one.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just gonna be I'd be on Syndicate. That's my main team. That's the team I helped build. That's where most of my closest friends in the game are on. Unless something catastrophic happened, I don't see myself ever leaving there. I did leave once for like maybe 2 weeks because I had a little bit of an issue going on, but other than that, I don't think I would go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, fair enough. Evil.
That's your home.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's home base.
big shout out to Moxie this is a question from Moxie. Personal one for you. Who is better, brother, Simino or Mox?
Yeah, it's a tough one because one of them is currently on Syndicate, and the other one I've known for a while. But I got to roll with my guy Mano on Syndicate, just strictly because he's on my team. I think I've known him longer, and he's just a great kid. They're both, I mean, very underrated top players. Like Mano, we get mad at him a lot because he won't even run an event, and then he'll just run the last tick and outscore everyone. It's pretty incredible how good they are as brothers.
Oh, it's nasty.
Yeah, so we'll be begging him to run a ticket, and then all of a sudden he'll just hit the high score in the entire match, and it's kind of crazy.
Very good. I've got my own question again. I'm going to save that question. I'm going to save that till the end. I was then ask a question from Fiery. Is that how you say it? Or Fairy?
Yep, Fiery.
Right. What is your greatest personal achievement? I'll just ask the one question and leave the others to the other guys. What's your greatest personal achievement? I'm not sure if that's HCR2 related or if it's personal related, but you can do both. Answer both if you want, Notorious.
Yeah, so in-game related, I would say just building Syndicate as a team, growing it to where it's at. That was probably my best in-game accomplishment. Personal life, I mean, I remember have a pretty vivid memory of the first time I won a dirt bike race, and how my dad came running up to me and basically knocked me off my dirt bike, and that was a pretty memorable moment. That's one of probably my best accomplishments is winning a race and having my family there. It was pretty awesome.
That's awesome, mate. Yeah, cool. You'll have to
Excellent.
post some photos of your dirt bike races later in the server.
Yeah, I think I have them on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So I could post them.
That's right. I'll add you later. You can decline
Yeah,
me.
so-
That's okay.
I was going to say that when you add GTR on Facebook.
That's okay, mate. We can go raid the Facebook HCR2 channel together, all right? Me and you.
Yeah, sounds good.
So this is another question from Fiery. What is your favorite team event and public event that you have played, and why?
Yeah, I would say the team event would probably be, I don't know if you guys remember, it was called Torqued. It was maybe 6 months ago we had it. That one was a lot of fun. I remember putting up a pretty solid score. I liked that one a lot. It was the first map was like a super diesel, no fuel, and then it was 3 time attacks after that. That one,
Yep.
I like that one a lot.
I do remember that. That was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
That was a hell of a
Yeah.
lot of fun because I was finally starting to get my jump shock super diesel to work. I
Yeah.
was finally starting to get a decent score on the first track.
Yeah, the vehicle choices were really good too. It was super diesel, and then it was like I think super bike was one of the other ones, rotator and formula. It was I liked that event a lot.
Yeah.
But
What
for
about your-
public event,
Yeah.
I never remember the names of them. I would say just all the multi-jump ones are usually my favorite.
Yeah,
We can't
yeah.
we can't be
Names are
friends.
pretty
I
hard to
don't
remember.
Was
I
that
don't like
team,
multi jumps.
Notorious, was that team event called Talk of the Town? I've just been doing some searching. Was it called Talk of the Town?
No, it
No,
was
I think it
called
was just
Torque.
called Torqued.
Okay. Because Talk of the Town was back in May this year. And
Yeah, I think that was a different one.
Okay,
Mhm.
no worries. All right, yep. Sorry, continue on.
I got one from RF Racing / Sarajevo 84. What is your favorite band? What sort of style of music?
Yeah, so for music, I mean, if you kind of if you look at my name, Notorious, I'm a big fan of like old school hip hop, like the Notorious B.I.G.
Mhm.
I don't
I
really
was
listen to a lot
thinking
of
that too.
bands. Yeah, most of it's like old school hip hop.
Yeah, I was
Do,
a bit of
do you have a favorite artist?
Notorious B.I.G. fan too.
Yeah, it's between Notorious B.I.G. and Big L. They're 2 of my favorites.
Yeah, I've just got a personal one. Like, not personal for you, but I thought of it and it's not on the sheet. What are you notorious for?
So if you ask my teammates, it would be complaining about the team events. I would say that's pretty accurate.
Or just
Yeah.
scoring well,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Maybe in the past, I've kind of I feel like I'm getting older or something and losing my touch, but definitely complaining. That's
Well, that
number
does
one.
mean you're getting older because as you get older, you complain more. It's just part of what you do.
Yeah, I think it's a natural circle of life with HillClimb Racing too.
hmm
This is from I've never heard of this guy before, but BARS Ted. So Bar Stead. I'm going to say that.
He's in team 2.
He's in
yeah,
team
he's in team 2.
Bar Ted. Bars Ted. I'm going to say it wrongly just on purpose. Just for the fun of it. Worst way to die, HCR2 Adventure and Cup.
You said worst way to die.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are on the HCR2 World server. If you go and check it out, you'll see the way I died in the most recent team event is about the absolute worst way you could possibly die. like I said, I finally got that 15K wheelie. I had good other 2 tracks, and then I had like a decent 4th track going. I died maybe 2 feet before the finish line.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you because I've done that so many times. It's just not the 15K wheelie, but just dying just as you cross the line.
Yeah,
And
I think my
it's-
guy skidded across the finish line after I died.
Yep. Yep.
Did you use it? Were you tempted to use the ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I never have tickets. I'm probably the worst person at saving tickets. I would have definitely used one if I had one.
Yeah, could have. Yeah, gosh.
another annoying way to die in public events is when you're doing the long jump in the mines. Like, you go in
Oh,
and then land on the lava. If you hit your head on
Yeah.
the roof, your score doesn't get counted.
yeah, you'll be like with the Moonlander or something cruising through and just clip the top, and that's how it
Yep.
ends.
That's
Yep, and you get
frustrating
0.
because you don't get a score.
Yeah, and if you do that like twice in a row and then the time's out and you're screwed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If there's anybody in the server that recognizes me or pings me on Discord, I'll just make an excuse to say, "Oh no, sorry, I got distracted. I had to walk away from the phone." You just use that excuse. Funny. I've got a question about HCR3. What are your expectations of HCR3, and what do you want the gameplay and the mode to be like?
Yeah, that's a tough one because, to be honest, this is like the first real competitive game I've ever played. I was never big into video games growing up, so this is like the first game I've actually played. So I really don't have that many expectations going into the new version. I just would hope they fix all the stupid glitches and stupid bugs from HCR2. Just the dumb things that shouldn't happen, like the fact that right now we still haven't matched in CC for a full day. It's just they're just not there to be responsive. I just hope that they fix like the back end stuff. The gameplay I think is fine on HCR2. Maybe just a little bit, better graphics and better options, and then just fix all the stupid back end stuff.
Wow, it's very interesting, isn't it? HCR3. I mean, it's not far away. I don't know when they're going to release it. Whether it's going to be the first half of the year or it's going to be the second half of the year. The only thing we do know at the moment that it is definitely coming in 2023. I'm not sure how long it's been in the works for, and I really don't know how long they've been making it for. But this is questions that we will be going to be asking a future guest coming on the show, possibly the first episode of next year. So that's a little bit of a hint. And yes, he's a big, big, big guest. And yes, we've had him on before. So there you go.
Oh, so it's Maury again.
Exactly. Hey, Maury. Damn you, Maury.
I was gonna guess that it was gonna be gutter butter until you said that last thing.
Gutter, yeah, I'd love to get Gutter on. He's definitely on the list for next year. So, Gutter,
Maybe we need to throw him under the bus like we've been doing of late.
Yeah, let's throw Gutter under the bus. There you go. He's thrown under. We've ridden over him.
Enjoy the fumes.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get Gutter on. He's actually a pretty popular character in the community. I'd love to get him on and have a good old chat with him. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Look, HCR3 is going to be. I hope it's a game changer. I don't know what to expect really. I've got a lot of expectations in regards to like what platform it could possibly be on. Could it be on multiple platforms? Is it going to be a mobile phone game only or cell phone game? Or is it going to be PC based or console based? It's just so many what's going to happen. There's just so many what's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we don't really have any details. It's just that it's coming and
Gonna be
that's it. That's really all we know.
3D. Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
in 3D
this-
too.
And live
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah, a live multiplayer, like similar to like the public event mode, but like a live racing, like where you're actually
Yeah.
racing against like a live team event racing would be a huge game changer. Like that would just be massive. Like
Yeah,
imagine
Team event
doing
or cups?
the server would have to be massive to be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I would hope I would say they have invested some money into new servers. I would hope so. Considering they're bringing out a new game, I would
Well, the
dare
amount
say
of
that
crashes they've had lately, you'd
Yeah.
want to hope that they'd do better on the new game.
yeah, well, this is it. So lots of questions we're going to ask our special guest next year when he comes on the show. Any other final questions for Notorious before we get on to the quiz? I think we covered everything. Oh, there's one from Spooky. I'll just quickly say it. It says, "What's the best, in your opinion? What's the best looking vehicle paint in HCR2?"
Whew. You know what is a weird one that I like is just the regular school bus, like the actual school bus.
The
I don't
yellow
know why.
bus.
That one's really aesthetically pleasing to me.
That's the yellow one.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
regular school bus that you would see driving down the street.
Yeah, I
For
like
you,
that one
it's
too. It's pretty
It's
cool.
funny because for him it's a regular yellow school bus, but for the rest of the world we don't have yellow buses.
Oh, what color are yours?
Ours are multiple colors. Like in different states, they have different colors. So New South Wales,
They
it's blue
sort of
and
look
white.
like trains.
Yeah.
Trains on the road.
Okay.
So where I live, it's blue and white. And Pete and Eva live in a different state. They live in Victoria, and I think there's a green or something, green and white.
We've
Oh.
got all different colours. There's
Yeah.
no set colour.
Yeah, there's no set color. Yeah.
I still reckon the winged horse for the chopper is my favourite paint.
Oh, that's a classic. Yeah, I love that one too.
Yeah, Chopper has some good ones.
Yep.
I love the Australia, the Aussie kangaroo for the hill climber.
Oh yeah, that one is actually probably top 3 for me. I love that one.
Yeah, it's a cool one. So I haven't changed that one since it
I
came
just
out.
I like the fact that they realised that it was Australia Day weekend, and it was released in Australia on Australia Day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And they've got the
That's
monster
really
truck has the American one too. It's got the American flag one.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, that's the last call paint.
Yeah.
Yep. They always release that one around whatchamacallit?
4th of July.
Around the 4th of July, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions?
One last
We'll get-
question.
One last
One
question.
last
Go,
one
Pete.
from Wise. I'm going to change it slightly. What do you like best, adventure mode or cups mode?
Yeah, so for me, I would much rather play cups than not even cups, like maybe just grinding like the daily, but I never play adventure.
Oh, my
I got
man.
two of my accounts I got to, 1 million stars and a little bit more, and after that I just kind of gave up.
Yes, another fellow anti-adventure player. We're a pretty small breed, you and I.
Yeah, it seems to be taking over kind of.
Did you ever play HCR1?
No, I never played the first version, no.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's.
Can I just say GTR's adventure rank?
Oh yeah, have a look at my adventure rank.
999,995.
Yeah, I tend to get that about 4 more stars, and I'm going to leave it at that. That's going to frustrate. If that's not going to frustrate people, then I don't know what will.
What you need to do
I
is
DeBell is probably like going to be screaming into the phone, going.
if anybody
Cursing.
asks you about it, just say to them, "Look, just read my stars in German."
Yeah.
Yep, 99999. Are you going to do more
Purposely-
stars? Are you going to do
Um,
more stars? Just read more stars
so-
in German. 99999.
So the new I've got one map left that I'm going to do the new beast on, and I'm going to just touch the accelerator, go 4 more stars, and then quit the game.
Just make sure you don't go 5 by mistake.
I know. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to make sure I haven't had anything to drink, or I'm sober before I do it. Yeah. It's extremely important. Can you imagine I go that 1 star over? I'm going to be the laughing stock of the community. Everyone's going to be giving me shit. So I'm going to be fucking very careful.
You've got
Very fucking very careful. Do you want another bleep in there? Yeah, I'll give you another one. No, I won't.
Let us know what you really think about adventure.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Okay, quiz time. Let's have a bit of fun with Notorious. JR, the floor's yours.
Okay, so this quiz is called Never Have I Ever HillClimb Racing 2 Edition. So 1 point for everyone that you have never done before. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so the first question is, have you ever missed a team event?
I don't think so. Not since I've been playing team events. No.
Okay. Have you ever hated a public event?
Yes.
Yes. Many. Okay. Have you ever picked an easier map for the boss level?
Every time.
Okay. Have you scrapped legendary parts before excess?
Yeah, and I actually still do that. I'll just scrap the most random things. I don't really care.
No, before before they become the excess legendary part, have you scrapped them?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. So next question is, have you used up all special tickets on a single run?
To be honest, I don't even know if I ever had more than, besides that time that they gave us
And
10
limit.
at once. I don't know if I ever
Yeah.
had more than 2. So I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've
There you
ever had the
go.
chance to do it.
So that's a yes. You have used all your special tickets.
no, he's never used all the
No.
special tickets
No, he hasn't.
on a single run.
That's right.
Not the max limit. I don't think I've ever had enough to do it.
You don't have enough. Okay. Okay, so next question is, have you had a perfect 40K score?
No, actually, that was one of the reasons I was still playing the game until they changed the scoring. But sadly, I've came very close, but never
Mhm.
the magic number.
I actually thought you did. I really thought that you did.
Yeah.
Because I know you've been close, but I actually thought that you did, mate.
How
Yeah,
close?
I've had a bunch of very high 39s, but never the actual 40.
There you go.
Oh. Well, okay. Have you fallen asleep while grinding adventure map?
Probably yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so next one is, have you taken a long break from playing HCR2?
No.
Like a week long? No?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever rage quit at some point in time? Like-
Ooh, that's like
out-
quit my
out
team
of-
or just quit the
Quit,
game in general.
Like throwing your
Maybe-
phone on the couch or
Yeah. Something
No,
like
it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
much after you smack your head on the floor 0 meters out from the thing, did you grab the phone and throw it across the room? Or did you just recompose
not
yourself
it-
and try again?
Not this time, but in the past, I actually broke a phone playing the game. Yeah.
Yep.
that
yep.
kind of rage quit, yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever kicked a team member by accident?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
Okay. Have you ever banned a player or a member from a server, from your server?
Yes.
Yes. Have you done a face reveal on any Discord server?
Besides ours.
Uh, kind of. Like I've done like a private one, not like with the whole server, but with certain people on the server. Yes,
Yeah.
like a
So
special
that's a
channel.
yes. Okay. Cool. Thank you for answering the questions. How
How did
many?
it go, Eva?
I'm not sure if you got the record for your record, Eva, but
Who was taking score?
I thought you were.
You.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I was.
Oh my God!
Uh,
I thought you were... Okay. You got
Okay,
us there.
so the only reason I made that joke is because we have a new overall champion.
Oh,
No way.
Four.
Is,
four?
is he champion?
He is overall champion. 4 actual yeses. So 4 nevers. I'm very impressed and very saddened because
Wow.
Wow,
that's
I finally won something.
You finally won something, and unfortunately, the prize for winning this Never Have I Ever HCR2 edition
It's a wonderful prize.
is absolutely nothing.
Absolutely fuck all.
So we will give you a special color while you're in the podcast server to show
Yeah,
that
so that's something.
Yeah, you
that
got
you
the
won
roll.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
a
win-
very
yeah, there
special
we go.
roll.
Colour.
Yeah, it's a special color, a special roll.
Yeah,
Nice.
let's update it right now. Here we go. Gotcha.
Congratulations for
Oh,
winning
wow.
the overall winner.
So
Where
you're
is it? Quiz
Thanks.
winner.
quiz
There we
winner on a
go.
score of 4. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
very well done.
Yeah.
So who's second? Was that Solace? Was it
No, it was
No,
me. I was
Eva.
second.
Eva.
Eva?
And we've got like lots of people on 6, which was
Yeah.
what used to be Jordan's score.
All
right.
Right. So that was pretty cool. Just we'll start wrapping up, mate. Now, is there any shout outs do you want to give out to the community? Any shout outs in particular that you want to say?
Yeah, I wanted to give a
anybody
shout
want.
out to basically pretty much the whole team on Syndicate, but definitely the co-leaders that put in all the work behind the scenes to build the team. I'm not going to rattle off all their names. They know who they are. The guys over at Last Call have kind of been like my second home. They're a bunch of great guys over there as well. I'd like to shout out to you guys for doing this. I think it's pretty cool. So that's about it.
Yep. And anybody that you want to just have a bit of a niggle out in the HCR2 World server. Anybody that you want to troll?
No, I think my trolling days are kind of behind me. I think I
that's
abused
disappointing.
that. I don't know if there's anyone left, really.
You've trolled all the trolls you want to.
There's nobody I can think of in the HCR2 World server that we can troll. Baxi? Nah, probably not Baxi.
Yeah, I know Syndicate has had a few run-ins with a couple of teams, but we're
maybe
just going to kind of...
Maybe Miko. Yeah, we can control Miko. He's okay. He's all right
Yeah,
to control.
Yeah, he could be one.
I'm actually friends with Miko, but that's so cool.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy. All right, cool. Eva, Pete, JR?
No, I'm good.
It's been great to have you on. Look forward to seeing some high scores. I reckon one day you might get to 60k.
Oof. That might be tough.
Well, I think we've gotten to the point where we realise that making it tough has made it harder, but I still think it makes us better players. That's my opinion. But it's been great chatting. Look forward to seeing you maybe one day playing in AUSNZ?
Yeah, I'm going to go through that audit log and see who it was.
And we'll ban them.
Yeah,
It's
maybe in the
either
future I'll
GD
come
or-
by for a season or two.
I have
Oh,
a
that'd be
feeling it was Muzz.
Oh, we'll ban him.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep, we'll ban him.
Awesome. It's been great having you on the show, mate. We always wanted to have you on the show for a while now. And I just want to say, thanks so much for coming on and sparing us your time and talking about the game that we love and everything like that, mate. It's been great to get to know you as well. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's great to have you on as a guest. So I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. And actually, there is one more shout out I'd like to give, actually, just to the community in general. I had a pretty rough year. The last few months have been pretty rough, and the community really rallied around me, and I want to just give a special shout out to everyone.
That's part of what we're all about. Not specifically your community, but that's a lot of what the community around HCR2 is about. So
Helping
glad
out your
that I was there to
fellow
help you.
racer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know how much of a tough year you've had, mate, and again, I really, obviously want to express my condolences, to yourself and the rest of your family, and look, I'm not going to get into it, but mate, just everybody, is there for you, and anytime you want to, chat and say hello, you know that people will be there for you. So, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Except, you're not entertaining me with trolling anybody is really disappointing me, but that's okay. We'll have to, we'll get to the Facebook, mate, and we'll hit up Patrick with some funny memes and go from there.
Sounds good.
I still can't. I've been trying to think of his name, but I can't really think of his name. But yeah, I'll have to get that later. I'll PM you later about that.
All right.
Okay, I think guys, that would probably be it for 2022. This is more than likely will be our final episode for this year, and I just want to say, Eva, Pete, and JR, it's been an absolute blast. What a crazy ride it's been. Geez, we've come pretty far, and only better and brighter things to come in 2023. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Any final thoughts for 2022, Eva?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry
Christmas,
happy holidays and all that sort of stuff. Have a really amazing new year. Look forward to coming back next year, bright-faced and bushy-tailed and whatever. And, really getting out there and doing a whole lot more.
Yep, here, JR and Pete.
I'm still here. So looking forward to more episodes next year, and more guests, more excitement, and more podcasts. That's it.
Yeah. What a ride we've had so far. I'm just looking forward to more fun.
Yeah.
And with HCR3 coming out, we'll have lots and lots to talk about.
Yes.
That'll be exciting.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Happy days to everyone, and make sure you eat way too much food and drink too much eggnog.
Yep, wear loose pants to Christmas lunch.
Yes, loose pants is the key.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in 2023. It's goodbye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.